Hi there, welcome to the EQ Jobs Library. I'm Charlie and I'm here in a delightful little theatre in South London, the Colour House Theatre, with Peter Wallder. Peter, what is your current job?
I'm the founder and artistic director of this lovely Colour House Theatre.
Brilliant. And what's the best points of your job?
Oh, there's so many. It is a difficult one to answer because every day it is a joy working here, in as much that I'm working in a creative and artistic world, meeting new people all the time, new shows, new casts, new challenges. It's just a delight.
You said new challenges. What are some of those challenges?
Well, there wouldn't be theatre without drama and drama without theatre, and we have lots of drama here because we're a very small theatre. We don't have big budgets, we don't have a lot of money, so you're always battling to get the right cast involved, the right actors, and sometimes it's just not easy because you don't have the finances to pay the top dollar, so you're always trying to get the best of what you can.
What sort of qualifications did you leave school with?
I got 4 O levels and about 4 or 5 GCSEs, if I recall, because it was a changeover time when I was studying. And I went off and trained for a year, solid, non-stop, and done lots of hard, intense training. Came out the other side. Wow, that was a journey that year. Still not 100% sure where it was going to go because it's a very insecure business, and I think almost at the frying pan at the fire with it, with this kind of thing. But I was doing something I really enjoyed, which has made a big difference. And I started working as an actor, and I was getting jobs here and jobs there, odd jobs. Never really got anything that you'd know me from on TV or anything like that, little tiny bits. But I got lots of corporate work, which is really interesting, live performing on stage, all kinds of things. And that's how it kind of started, and I thought, well, this is exciting, this is really good, but I wasn't sure the future of acting because it's a very precarious business. It's very difficult to get work, and they say that 95% of actors are out of work, so you've got to be really determined to get work. And then this lovely little theatre happened. Basically, there was a fine to Sainsbury's for not reneging on some of the work they'd done when they built a very big save centre, and money was put back in the community, and one of the projects was to develop this lovely 500-600-year-old barn style building and convert it into a theatre, which happened. It was done, it was glorious, and the owners at the time said, well, we've got this done now, what do we do? I know a man, and they called Peter Wallder, and they said, Peter, come and have a look at this, and I did, and I said, wow, this is exciting, and they said, would you want it? I said, yes, please. And that was 22 years ago. Wow. And from that day, we've not stopped producing and putting on shows. How
do you feel, although there were difficult times, in those sort of 10 years when you left school to 30, how do you feel some of them may have helped your job that you're in now?
I think having respect for money. I think now that I run, it's very, very, very difficult to make a living out of theatre, per se. Anything less than, I remember when I wanted to do a comedy club in here, and the owner of Jongleurs, quite a famous comedy place in London, came to see because he was looking to expand his business, and he came in through the front door, walked out the side door, and said, no, I don't look at anything less than 150 seats. You do not make money with 150 seats. Walked away, and I thought, oh, that's a guy that's successful. He knows. So I knew that we've only got 70 seats. Yeah. It was always going to be tough. So, yeah. That's what I've kind of gleaned from that. It's you don't make money out of theatre.
Right, brilliant. But you enjoy.
Absolutely.
What do you enjoy most about it?
Well, for me, I think because I have this kind of wandering mind and I get bored easily. I used to in business, and it was always very sort of samey. With theatre, it's always new. Yeah. Every show we do, and we're now on 104, I think, in our 22 years. Every show is new because you're working with new actors, normally new writers, musical directors, set scenery makers. So it's exciting, exuberant, and you're with that cast and that show. We run for 10 weeks, so 2.5 months. You're with that show, and when it's up and running, you start to think about the next one, and then you start work on the next one. Sometimes we do bring a show back out that we've done a few years back because it was very successful, whatever, and it makes life a bit easier for us. But we're always pioneering and trying to find new ways to do shows in the round, and one end, this end. So it's a constant challenge which keeps you alive and interested. But it has been, there is a bit of Groundhog Day in as much that we are now on show 102. The shows are on every weekend at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. every Saturday. We have done that for all these years. So there is that.
I can imagine. And what advice would you give to somebody who's looking to go into theatre?
Well, follow your dream. I mean, it is quite. I've had a very interesting journey to get to where I am now. I didn't always want to be in this business, but then I found my path to here, and I'm here, and I've never looked back. I'm very, very, very content. My advice, if you want to get into theatre, go for it. But I would say first, really think about it. Is it something you really want to do? Do you want to be in the public eye? Do you want to be performing? Do you want to be a little bit like me, an extrovert in some ways? If not, absolutely, you don't have to be on the stage. You can be behind the scenes. You can be an artistic director. But you must fundamentally, I would say, once you kind of know where you're going and you want to do this, you should do join some drama schools, groups, look at further education. Look at ways of learning more about what actually is going on in theatre, because it's not always an easy path, but it's one that if you really have the passion and the desire, you'll do well.
And sort of finally, if a child leaving school now wanted to become a artistic director, what would be your advice to them?
Well, I think it's a kind of an interesting path if you want to be an artistic director, because you really need to know quite a few things before you can become an artistic director. Obviously you can be an artist and you have a vision and you can paint and be wonderful, but when you're working particularly in theatre, it's good to get a really good grounding in. And I didn't have the formal training, as I say. My experience is life, if you like. So if you're starting out young, you need to get some experience. If you're particularly interested in being an artistic director or to be involved with the stage, then certainly join a theatrical group. Certainly think about drama school. Certainly think about that as a path. And I think that if you go down them paths, if you're thinking of that, then your artistic maturity will develop, because not everyone is an artistic director when they're 15, 16. They might have aspire to want to be on the stage and love Shakespeare or love modern writers, but they need to get the overall grounding, and that can only come with some time and training and experience.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, Peter, and thank you for inviting us to your gorgeous theatre.